Megan Olivi here with Josh Koscheck, who's fighting Mike Pierce this Saturday at UFC 143. Josh, you got called out by Mike. He wanted this fight. Why do you think he chose you, and why do you think he chose to call you out the way he did?
I don't know. How did he call me out?
Well, he had some things to say about you. He said he hasn't liked you since the Ultimate Fighter house, and he wanted to fight you because he feels like he has the tools he needs to beat you.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm glad he thinks that, There's a lot of guys that probably have thought that, in the past, and, they're mistaking that they called me out and thought about fighting me. So, it is what it is. It's a fight game, so people are going to call you out. And, I accepted the challenge, and now I got to go out there and prove that, I'm the better fighter on Saturday night.
Where do you feel that you're better than Mike in this MMA game? Where do you feel you have the advantages?
I feel like I'm better everywhere. He's good in a lot of areas, but he's not great. And I feel like I'm better in everything that he does, and everything that this game brings to the table.
Now, you've been in the UFC for quite a while, and I was actually watching a UFC video on you, and you said when you first came in, you were just a wrestler, and you were kind of embarrassed because you didn't have all the tools that you have now. Where do you feel like you've made the most improvements in the sport?
Well, I think, the most improvements is the fact that, now I'm considered a veteran, and I've had a lot of fights. I think I've had like 24 fights with the UFC, something like that, 22, 23, I don't even know, but it's up there. And I think that the ring experience, I think that, obviously, the aspect of picking up the game of mixed martial arts experience. And I think I'm definitely, where I need to be at this point in my career. And, regardless of what tools I have or what tools Mike Pierce has, I got to find a way to win on Saturday night. So that's the plan.
Now, you obviously show that you can knock people out, you can submit them, you can do anything, but where do you feel like you still want to improve? We know fighters are always looking to improve every day, but is there a certain aspect of the game where you think like, hey, I really want to get better at this? Yeah,
there's aspects of the game, obviously, I'd love to tighten up on my boxing, and and that's one of the things we've been focusing on is head movement and just small things. I think that at this point in my career, I really have nothing to prove to anybody. I just got to go out there and show up and fight my ass off, and I believe that I can come out the better fighter and the better winner that night. So. Just taking it one day at a time, and I'm in a good place right now, and just ready to fight.
Where do you feel that a win Saturday would put you in the division?
Well, I don't need to prove anybody to anybody in this division. I think that I just got to go out there and win, and I'll let my mouth and let the UFC decide on what they want to do with me next. I feel like I'm at the top of the division still. I always have been. I've been at the top for a very long time, and I just take my opportunities when I can get them, and go in there and I can't control who I fight next or what the UFC is going to do with me next. So all I can do is control of going out there and winning, and that's what I plan on doing.
All right, you want to come out there and win on Saturday. Who do you think is going to win in the main event on Saturday?
I'd like to see that Diaz win the fight. I think he brings something good to the table, and I think that he's a good competitor and he's a fighter. So I'd like to see him go out there and win.
All right, and finally, when I talked to you in Denver, you had mentioned something about possibly moving to 185. Is that something that's still on the plate for you, or is that completely out of the picture now?
Well, I think there's definitely some fights now, that this division's opened up a little bit for me at 170, but I'm not opposed to going to 185 and taking big fights and fighting those guys. I walk around 193, 194, usually, during my camp. So, I'm not afraid to go up there and fight at 185. I've fought there before, so I think that would be fun. At this point in my career, I'm just trying to take the big fights and make that money.
All right. Well, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us, Josh. Good luck on Saturday.